As shown here, the Earth is flat when flying at an altitude of 6,360 feet above the runway altitude. The craft should intercept the glide slope at 20 nautical miles from the ILS tower. If the Earth is
Mystic ancient secrets can all be answered when you ask the mystic access guru. That is I, the great exalted one. I have come across 3 astral projections through the god plane in the hero metamorphosis to give you the knowledge you deserve.
All right. So we have Dave Weiss and Dr. Shiva. Adorai. I think that's how you pronounce that. Gems is still going on, but not lost interest for the day. So we're going to do this.
All right, Dave. So what's the goal of this discussion?
The goal of this discussion is to open your mind to some questions that you may have never known that you had, and to point out some things that you assume to be true that are clearly not true. I mean, we're taught that we live on a ball. Have you ever questioned it? Have you ever?
I have.
No. You haven't. You were told before you had the ability to think. You were told by your teachers. There was a globe in front of your classroom. Sesame Street had astronauts on it and globes on it. And
Well, let me ask you one thing. So the experiment that they did in Antarctica, maybe we should just start describing that.
it
Right.
wasn't an
Right back.
experiment. It was an observation of a light in the sky.
An
And that light in the sky is
observation?
actually an impossible light that doesn't make any sense. So the question is, if you're trying to build a house, do you go and measure the ground or do you measure the sky? Right? You measure the ground. Looking up at the lights in the sky, you can, the globe model was based off of the angles of the lights in the sky. And we can get into
No, it
that.
wasn't.
But the lights in the sky make no sense. Let's get into it because I'll show you how impossible the globe is. It's totally impossible. Here's the
Totally.
thing. Everyone has the same story.
Totally.
When I was first, I was doing a conspiracy podcast and people brought up flat Earth.
Are we live? Right? Are you recording?
We're recording, sure, and I'll start
ahead.
wherever. So, welcome, Dr. Shiva, or I'm on your show. I'm not sure which one it is, but we're having two conversations, two grown men having a conversation about the realm that we live in. And
Dave, what do you put it up on what, YouTube or
YouTube.
Facebook?
YouTube.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
I normally let you. Excuse me. I'm losing my voice a little bit, so I've done a lot of interviews. I normally you put it up and then I share your version. That way you get all the new views because we have a large audience.
Doesn't
It's
matter.
like
We're fine.
the-
You can put it up.
Yeah,
That's
I
fine.
don't.
Either way.
I don't care. I'm not monetized or anything.
Yeah.
I normally just
Yeah.
try to put it up. So you're brand new to this topic. I know that people have been hounding you in your chat saying, "Hey, have you looked into flat Earth?" And you agreed to have me on, so that's awesome. Thanks for having an open mind. And
Well, I think about a year ago, David, just to give you an update.
yeah,
So there's two positions I have on this, right?
Mhm.
One is people should just collectively agree on an experiment, a very
Sure.
detailed experiment. And then people should go do the experiment and they should accept the results of that experiment. So it should be,
right,
from a science basis, a verifiable experiment, right?
right,
Follows-
right. So
follows the
so
scientific method.
yeah,
The
you're
other thing,
go ahead.
the other thing that I've shared is that for me, right, we know there are infinite number of things that the swarm lies about, many things.
Mhm.
So the issue is we could talk about this, we could talk about a whole bunch of things. My question also, not question,
Hey, Stanley.
is what do people want to do about it? You see?
Yeah. So
and
we're going to
and
get
so
into that.
to me, one has to build a bottoms-up movement of working people to address this.
Sure.
There's a lot of people grift off a whole bunch of stuff, and they have no interest in building any type of movement to get to truth, freedom, health. You see?
Well, we're trying to
So-
do that. We're trying to build that
Hello.
movement, and
Hey,
they're trying
Cygnus.
everything
Hey, Cygnus.
they can to stop us. Because this is the one that breaks us free from the matrix. You can't, there's a lot of things going on in the world with child trafficking and homelessness and wars and everything else. And people say, Dave,
Yeah.
why are you focusing on flat Earth? And the reason is because if you don't know where you live, who you are, what this place is, if you don't know that you're at the center of creation, that you have great power, then you can't do anything. You're lost in space, spinning out of control, and you're powerless. People think that governments rule over them. Nothing rules over you other than God, right? And so people don't realize they have free will. People just think.
So, Dave, next time you're in court and the government is suing you for something, tell them God told you to do it and see what they say. Try that.
That they're are stuck in this slave system, and the globe is a prison for your mind, right? And think about this: when people search flat Earth, they come up with this. This is stupid. Okay, no flat earther thinks that
Yeah.
Earth is this, but this is what they want you to think. Like if you Google, hey, top 10 reasons the Earth could be flat, Google's going to deliver you top 10 reasons the Earth is a globe, because they don't want you finding the true information of this world. You asked me before when I first got into it. I went into it with a bad attitude. I went in, I'm just going to disprove flat Earth, prove the globe, and I tried for weeks.
All right. Catch you later, Stanley.
to find proof of the globe, but I couldn't. And the more I looked, the worse it got. And then
Well, my God, how dumb are you? Dude, how fucking dumb are you? You can't find proof of the thing you stand on, that you live on. God damn, what a moron.
I realized, oh my God, the Earth is not a globe. And then I was afraid to even talk about it because I'm like, oh my God, all of the other work I've done on all of the other deceptions is going to be discredited. But then I realized this is the truth. I have to do it. Back in 2014, when I was doing that, nobody was really open for a discussion on flat Earth. There's like, you're nuts. But now people like yourself, other people are all doing it. You had an interview with Owen Benjamin. He fought it like tooth and nail. But now he's full on. He knows we don't live on a globe, right? I mean, this is 127,000 feet up, right? Whenever we send a balloon up, the Earth is white. Okay, it's white because of the thickness of the atmosphere, right? But NASA shows us these color graphic pictures of Earth. They're in Technicolor, right? Look at this light here. It's a local light. It's lighting up this area right here.
No, it's just low on the horizon, dumb fuck. It's not local. Jesus Christ. They can't think in 3 dimensions. They can just think in like left, right, up, or down. It's amazing.
Here, right? It's darker over here because this is a local light. What is it? We don't know, right? But it's a local light for sure. It can be proven that.
What is it? We don't know, but it can be proven that we don't know it.
And
so you don't know, but you can prove it. You know how much shit you sound like you're spewing, man? Come on, man.
You know, we live on this realm. Now, we're going to be talking about where we live in this.
No, you live on the Earth, Dave. We don't live in a realm.
Incredibly large system, and we live on this dielectric plane inside a toroidal field, right? And so we're going to be talking about 1% of what this world is, and that's where we live, on the 1%, the dielectric plane. The Earth is supposedly rotating at 1,000 miles an hour below this balloon, right? 1,000 miles an hour to the east. This balloon is disconnected from the Earth. It's nearly in space, if that's a real thing. And when it came down, it landed east of where it took off. It should have landed.
Okay. And your point is what?
Landed. It was up for over 3.5 hours. It should have landed 3,000 miles out west in the ocean.
What balloon are you talking about, Dave?
This shot right here is just a weather balloon. Went up to 100.
Yeah, so let's just go to
20,000 feet.
Let's take time out here. Let's just take first principles. Okay.
Yep.
Let's just go to very simple first principles.
Sure.
Okay. And let's go to the basic scientific method. So let's review what the scientific method is. What is the scientific method?
Observable, repeatable, testable with an independent variable and a fixed variable. Something that's done in nature.
No, that's not what the
No, that's not what the scientific method is. That's what you have. That's what you use in the scientific method, but
scientific method is.
See, this fuckwit doesn't even know what the method is. He's just clueless.
Just follow what is the scientific method. What's the first step in the scientific method?
You tell me where you want to go with this.
It's the one place you guys stop. Observation. You make an observation.
Well, I think we need to follow the framework, what we're going to use to get to truth.
Sure.
So the scientific method, because otherwise it's just everyone's just talking over each other.
Sure.
The scientific method says first you come up with a hypothesis, step one.
Sure.
You can have a hypothesis that the Earth is round or the Earth is flat or the Earth is whatever. You know, multidimensional. Okay, it's not Earth. It's maybe
he doesn't have a fucking clue.
Whatever that is. Okay.
Sure.
Then the next thing you do, you agree that you're going to do an experiment.
Sure.
The methodology of an experiment. Step two.
Got the thing. Got these. Pretty sturdy. But it's pretty thick steel. Can't bend it. So that should work. I got 8 of them. So I can do 2 shelves.
Then you gather data from that experiment.
And it came with screws. They gave me a bag of screws.
Sure.
Okay, and you agree what data you're going to gather.
Sure.
So once that's step 3 in the scientific method, once you gather that data, you organize that data, and then you produce a model from that data, what that data gives.
Sure.
If that data matches your hypothesis, you say, great, I believe I have something here that's true.
All right, let's do it. I have
let me
one right
finish.
here. Sure.
Let's just go through, because a lot of people didn't learn this in third grade.
Yeah.
Which is, and I don't think the educational system teaches this anymore. And then if you prove that your data and that model matches your hypothesis, then you would do another experiment.
Correct.
And you iterate over and over and over again.
Correct.
And if you say that it's reproducing, and if you say at this point in time, based on the data we have a law that the Earth is XYZ. Okay.
Got it.
So let me give you an example, so let's just set the framework of science here. Or we agree the framework's not true. First,
come on, man, you're cutting into Dave's grifting time. He's there to preach. He isn't there to talk science, man. He's there to preach and sell his app. You're cutting into that, Dr. Shiva.
Biological and engineering systems, you manipulate a system of some kind, then you measure the data from that system, and then you mine that data, and then you model it. It's called the 4 M's. Okay. So manipulate, measure, mine, and model. If the model matches your hypothesis, you continue. If it doesn't, you have to throw away your hypothesis was false. It doesn't matter whether you're wearing a red hat, a blue hat, doesn't matter how wealthy you are, it doesn't matter if you're good looking or not, you're just fucking wrong.
Yep.
So
I got one for you. I have one for you, an example.
No, but wait. Do you agree this is a scientific?
Yeah, 100%. Yep.
Okay. So now if someone says the Earth is round, okay, yep, or someone says the Earth is flat, they have to propose an experiment.
Let's do it.
That everyone agrees to. Okay.
I got it.
And then they go. So before we go there was a recent experiment that was done in Antarctica, right?
It was not an experiment. It was an observation of a light in the sky under very sketchy.
No, it was an experiment.
Circumstances. Let me show you.
It was a set of experiments.
No, but that too. But Dave, that is an experiment because
it's not.
It is. An experiment is where you propose.
Mm-hmm.
Even how you propose to observe data is an experiment. Okay. You're saying, I'm going to do this, this, and this. I'm going to collect this data, and then I'm going to do this, this, and this to mine that data to model it. Right. So I haven't even looked into the math of this or any of this. I have 4 engineering degrees, right? And this is what we do. Engineers can't lie like scientists can. Engineers have to build stuff that works.
Yep.
And so we have to live with the reality of natural laws. Otherwise, you can say all the shit you want, but if something you build doesn't work, it falls out of the sky.
Right.
So if you go to the experiment that was done, and I believe some non-flat earther and a flat earther was involved in that. Can you describe what they agreed to do?
Well, I'd rather talk about the shape of the Earth than the lights in the sky that nobody knows what they are or how far they are.
No, but just to educate people, some guy agreed to do this experiment with this guy, right?
No, they did not. No one agreed to do an experiment. They agreed to go make an observation of the sky and see what it told us.
Right, but that's an experiment, Dave.
Well, it's not, because the lights in the sky do not dictate the shape of the floor. Like, look up at the lights in your ceiling and tell me if they tell you what shape your floor is. Here's an experiment. Let me show you an experiment.
Let's not talk, Dave. Let's not talk analogies, because analogies in science don't work.
So I got you. So let me show you an experiment right here. If something doesn't curve, then it's what?
What do you mean?
If something does not curve, then it's flat.
Well, you have to define what curvature.
If something has no curvature, then it's flat. Okay. Here is a lake, right? And we got a camera on a frozen lake. So large bodies of water at rest lie flat. When
I can't make out. No, Dave, stop. I don't know what you're showing me here.
I'm going to show you. You have to give me time to show you.
No, but what I'm saying is I haven't seen this experiment. You're showing me.
But I'm going to show you, and then you can verify everything, right? And there's tons of videos, so you don't have to go and do it yourself, but you can go do it yourself.
Well, what I'm saying, Dave, time out. Okay. we agree on a scientific method. Okay.
Yep.
Look, you've done this with a lot of people. That's great. Okay. I want you to sort of just clean the slate.
Yep.
Okay. And just think in a very clean way. You're talking to an engineer
Yep.
who actually has to build stuff and who knows laws. Okay.
Right.
I do. All right. So,
And who knows bullshit when he hears it? He knows he can spot that, Dave.
you have, let's take a clean sheet of paper. We agree on the scientific method. Okay.
Yep. So let me show you my scientific experiment right here. Actual
Right.
measurements.
So first, your hypothesis is what in this?
The
Give me exact
hypothesis is if the Earth is a globe at the
Mhm.
size that they tell us, it has a curvature rate. We know what that rate is based on the Pythagorean theorem, and the best
Right,
formula.
but
What?
let's just stop right there. Which are you talking about? So there is the center of this circle. There is a
There's a radius.
solid there's mantle and there's a solid mass, and there's an atmosphere around that, right?
Yep.
The mass that you're talking about has various elevations around it
Sure.
as you traverse that.
Right. But if we go over water lies level, right? The water does not curve,
No, it curves. That's why it lies level.
right? On a ball, they tell us that at the equator, it's 24,901 miles in circumference. So that would be a curvature rate of about 8 inches per mile squared. That actually is in
Well,
favor.
the water also has surface tension.
Well, small, like a drop of water has surface tension, but a large body of water, anything over a gallon of water, will lie flat at rest, right? And that's fact.
No, I don't. No, I have to think about this.
Yeah.
You're saying it lies.
Yeah. So
Wait, stop. Time out. I have to, you have to think about that because you have gravitational forces,
sure.
okay, which affect.
What did you just say, Dave? Did you just agree with him that we have gravitational forces? I think that's what he just did. Let's check. Let's clip.
No, I don't. No, I have to think about this.
Yeah.
You're saying it lies.
Yeah. So
Wait, stop. Time out. I have to, you have to think about that because you have gravitational forces,
sure.
okay, which affect bodies of water. Right?
So if the Earth, let me help you with that. They tell us
He didn't disagree. He didn't try and correct him, did he?
the Earth is 70% water. So that water can't be flat. It would have to curve around the Earth. It would have to curve if the Earth is a ball.
What I'm
Correct?
saying is that no, I have to do some thinking about
It
this
does,
because
Dave. It does.
when you look at a object it's a deformable liquid, okay?
Yeah,
It
but
can undergo
water,
Just as sure as you're going bald, Dave, it's curved.
calm water at rest lies flat,
Ah, but you
and
have
it would
to
have
know.
to conform to the
No, it doesn't lie flat, Dave.
curve of the Earth. Otherwise, it will be a sheet that shoots off into space.
How can a sheet shoot off into space when it's conforming to a curve, Dave? Why? How can that happen, man?
No, but what I'm saying is the nature of that curvature, okay, or that deformation, because it is a elastic fluid, will vary. You agree?
No, I disagree. Because large bodies
Why
of
won't it
water
vary?
at rest lie flat,
No, they don't, Dave. They don't.
right? So if we had
See, he's coming up with facts, and Dave's coming up with memes. Just all Dave has is fucking memes.
a lake a mile long, from one, if you're standing at one end,
Okay, but you have different forces on objects, right?
well, you're just talking about the alleged force of gravity. But when water is at rest, it lies flat. That's how engineers measure the level is
Right.
See, look at him keep looking to the left, up and to the left. That's a sign that he's struggling to find answers, that he's looking for an answer.
with
But so
water
you're
level.
assuming there's no other forces
Basically making shit up.
at all.
Well, when you're looking at a lake or a reservoir or something where the water is calm, it's lying
So
flat.
in this model, in your hypothesis, it's more than just a hypothesis. You're excluding gravity. You're excluding any other
I
forces.
certainly am. I certainly am. Let me
Right,
ask you a
so-
question. If something is moving at a constant speed, forget whether the speed is changing.
So I have a question, Dave. Why would if gravity isn't real, right? If gravity isn't real, gravity has nothing to do with the shape of the Earth. If gravity's real, why would they have a name for gravity? Just curious. If it's never been a real thing, right? Why would they even name something gravity?
Or not, but it's turning. It's not going on a linear path. That curve, that turn is equal to acceleration. Do you agree with that?
What
What?
Thing is moving at a constant speed.
At a constant speed. Gotcha.
Forget whether the speed is changing or not, but it's turning. It's not going on a linear path. That curve, that turn is equal to acceleration. Do you agree with that?
Acceleration outward to sideways, but not. So you're moving at a constant rate, Dave. You're not accelerating. Now, if you're talking about centrifugal force, come on, Dave. You're an idiot. Stop grasping.
What I'm saying is that you have to lay out the problem very clearly. You're being very.
I'm
to your
trying to
own
lay it out, but
detriment.
you haven't
No,
allowed
but-
me to show you yet.
No,
So
but I'm trying to say, Dave, you have to lay it out very clearly because all the stuff out there, I'm willing to look at it in a very clean way,
Sure.
but I don't really care for all the shit out there. What I'm trying to say is let's define the problem.
Now, this came out before Dr. Shiva put his panel together of MIT grads or doctorates and flat earthers. And he gave, I don't know if he's going to do it here, but he gave Dave a chance to be on the panel. Dave declined.
Yep.
Very precise way.
You know, in the same way that, you know, when a corporation is like being accused of like killing babies, they refuse to answer questions from the press that same way.
Okay.
Okay.
And the definition of the problem definition is very hard to do.
Yeah.
So the problem definition needs to be done very accurately. You have to lay it out saying,
Yep.
these are my assumptions, or these are my initial variables.
Yeah.
And based on these initial
It's like he thinks this means something. He thinks this helps his cause. He really does.
variables, I'm making this hypothesis. So what are your initial variables? There is no gravity. That's one of the things you're just bringing up now.
Well, that doesn't have anything to do with this, but we can get into what gravity is if you
No,
want.
when David, forget gravity, forget round.
No, David, you can't. You can't get into what gravity is because you don't know anything. You're stupid, Dave. You can't get into anything.
Earth, flat Earth. I'm just saying when you start with the scientific method, you come with a hypothesis. Then you go down to the methodology that you're going to use to validate your hypothesis, what you call the experiment. Then you're going to say what data I'm going to collect. So if we were to take a fresh, clean sheet of paper, we'd write down what is a hypothesis.
Hypothesis is that
you're
the
saying
Earth is flat.
But it's more than that because you're saying that the Earth, because then you're going to propose an experiment. Your experiment is based on not just being the Earth is geometrically flat. You're basing that on some all additional hypotheses.
Well, I'm basing it on the fact that the globalists, the science, today's science that they teach us from the Rockefeller-funded textbooks, tell us
Rockefeller-funded textbooks. Oh, Lord.
that the Earth curves at 8 inches per mile squared.
No textbook says that, Dave. No textbook teaches that, Dave. None. Zero. A textbook would not teach the incorrect formula for curvature. It just doesn't. So you're lying, Dave. You're a feckless fucking piece of shit liar.
That's what they tell us because we live on a ball 24,901 miles around. But, the Earth is spinning at 1,000 miles an hour.
Every one of his fucking books that he turned in at the end of the year were unopened. Every one of them.
1040 to be exact, right? At the equator. Slower in other areas because it's making a smaller circle as you get closer to the alleged poles, right? And then it's orbiting at 66,600 miles an hour, speeding up.
Okay, miles an hour. How do you measure that, Dave? How do you measure how fast we're orbiting? See, we don't orbit in miles per hour. We orbit in orbits per year. That's what we orbit in. We aren't going 1,000 miles per hour because miles per hour is a ground-based measurement.
And slowing down, average speed 66,600. All of these are curved trajectories. We're also chasing the sun at close to 500,000 miles per hour. So you got this lumpy rock surrounded by water, surrounded by high pressure air, adjacent to a void of no pressure called space. And it's making 4 different motions at once, and none of it is ever felt anywhere. No one ever can measure it. No one can.
Yes, we can measure the spin of the Earth. We can measure our movement through space, Dave. You're a liar. You're a liar. See, what they do is they try and make it sound so ridiculous it couldn't possibly be true. Hey, George, that's what they do. This is their main technique, their main strategy. And gullible people will believe him, because gullible people will believe anything as long as it's bullshit.
Never see it or anything, but when you go out into nature, you see stuff like this, right? You see.
I don't care about all this. I'm just saying, let's just take a clean sheet of paper. None of this is. I like math,
right?
And experiments.
So I have one for you if you allow me to show it to you.
All I know, David, is that it is very difficult in science or engineering to make something, build something, validate something.
Sure.
And it takes great amount of effort to someone to have made this. Okay. I have great value for people who make things these days. Okay.
Sure.
So we have to honor that. So all of these statements that people just make, whether you make it or others, I do actual experiments, even go against the scientific establishment. Okay.
I get it.
At the end of the day, I win because I get.
No, you don't, man. You don't get it, Dave.
Data. It matches the hypothesis I made. And I have data to validate it. Okay.
So if you allow me to show you my data that will validate my hypothesis, and you can tell me where I'm wrong.
But I want to get the hypothesis clear. The hypothesis you're saying is if you take 2 points on the Earth, any 2 points anywhere, that you're saying that it is not going to match the curvature of X,
Correct.
X. So let's just get it very clear. Okay.
Correct.
But the hypothesis you're saying is that I would be more precise if this is what you're saying. If you take 2 points, the distance between those points, if it's an arc, right? The circumference of the Earth is, let's say, 2 pi r, whatever the radius of the Earth is. The arc of that particular point, right, or the arc length, if it's in fact following a radius, is going to have a certain distance at any point based on that curvature.
Sure.
Now, keep in mind, Dave didn't want to do TFE because he considers Will Duffy, a pastor, to be an evil satanic monster, and he doesn't work with evil satanic monsters. That's how Dave got out of doing TFE. Got a new guy, Eric and Zach Zach's Outdoors. Good to have you.
Right.
Sure.
Now this all depends on.
Yes, he is.
Yes,
he is.
You have to measure this very carefully, and you have to.
Hey, Ender.
To also look at there's local changes within any 2 points, right? Because
that's why we do it. That's why we do it over water or the Great Salt Flats in Bolivia. We measure there, and those places are level.
But you're saying there's 2 points.
So you went to Bolivia, Dave?
And then your experiment is going to say that we're going to go measure between these 2 points.
Correct.
Which are, and you're going to choose a location. Okay.
Yep.
What you're saying is, what is the location you're choosing here?
So this is a reservoir, and it's frozen, and then we have a camera 6 inches off the ice. So it's at night, so it's hard to see. But we put these lights out here. Okay, 4 lights, right? 8 miles, 7 miles, 6 miles, and 5 miles. Now, it doesn't sound like a lot, but according to the globe math, what they tell us, right? This one should be more than 30 feet below the curve, behind the curve, right? This one,
8 miles. He said 8 inches per mile squared. So you have to square 8 inches 8 times. Of course, it doesn't account for refraction, which looks like refraction is a big factor here. I don't know. Are these clouds? What is this, Dave? What is this, Dave? Is this fog? Clouds? It's not water. Does not look like water. So I just want to check this. 8 times 8 times 8. 262,000 inches. That can't be right. 8 times 8. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 134 million inches. Or is it like 8 inches? No, it can't be. No, that can't be right, man. That can't be right.
22
Well, let's
feet.
just
Oh, is it a frozen lake? I mean, 132 million inches.
let's just do the math ourselves. What
Yeah.
is if we just look at that, what is the curvature? I mean, I can get out a calculator
The
here.
curvature is you can go to
And that camera's sitting right on the fucking ice. Or real close to it.
the curvature calculator.
Mike, let's just do the math ourselves.
Yeah. So it's 8 times 8.
Hold on. So I'm going to bring up a spreadsheet here, okay?
Yep.
So what is the curvature from point A to point B?
The curvature that it's supposed to be is 8
Yep.
inches per mile squared. So you got 8 times
8 miles. That's, let's see, it's 60 miles per degree. So 8 is what fraction of 60? See, 8 times 8 is 64. Yeah, it's like an eighth of a degree of curvature. That's what we're looking at, about an eighth of a degree.
8.
8 inches. 8 inches is the curvature per mile
Jesus
squared.
8 inches per mile squared. Because if it was 8 inches per mile, that would just be a ramp, right? It's exponentially curving faster and faster, right? Does this form?
No, the Earth doesn't exponentially curve faster and faster, Dave. What the fuck are you talking about? The Earth doesn't do that. It's a sphere, Dave. Spheres don't curve exponentially. Oh my God.
Formula is a parabola after like 2.
Right. That's why it's not. That's why you don't use that formula, stupid. That's why it's the wrong formula. But you tell them that no, parabola is not the right formula, they'll laugh at you.
1,000 miles.
Hey, Lindsay.
Nobody can see 2,000 miles. So we're just doing this. It works. It's actually.
I can see at least 93 million. I can see billions of light years away. Yeah, we can see far, Dave.
It gives the
No, you're
globe.
saying if this point is 0, the parabola is going like this.
Correct. And after
Yeah.
about 2,000 miles, it's not valid anymore. But
So
up to
why-
2,000
so-
miles, it's within
right,
a
so-
couple of.
So why would you use a formula that's not valid in all situations? Because it looks good for you. You can memorize it easy, right? It's like meme easy.
feet.
Right, but if you just take a simple parabola, okay, just
Yeah.
basic like algebra, let's say here's flat and here's the y-axis down this way.
See, and when Dave says behind the curvature, he means behind the drop. He means drop, not curvature. Drop is drop from the tangential plane from the point of measuring. right? You got a curve that's like that and then down. It's not how much it's curving down. It's how much drop.
So if this is 0, 0, you're saying it's going to go like this, right?
Yep.
Okay. So what is the equation of that curve? Y equals what? Minus what x squared?
It's the Pythagorean theorem, right? It's 8 inches.
Well, it's not Pythagorean. It has to be.
No, it's not the Pythagorean theorem, man. No.
The
The Pythagorean theorem is a squared plus b squared equals c squared, which maps out a perfect right triangle.
Well, you can measure. You can
A 30, 60, 90, I believe.
measure the radius, right?
Yeah, but what is the equation? Y equals minus what is k x squared? That's what I'm asking.
You know what? The way I look at it is that we just use the Pythagorean theorem, and it works out.
It's not the Pythagorean theorem. It's a parabola. If you're saying it's a curvature, right?
Yeah.
If this is 0, right, it's going to curve like this. So what is the equation? Y. I'm just asking what's the equation? Y equals minus something x squared. What is that?
Let me show you the easy way to do it. All right.
See, the easy way to do it, Dave, is just say looks flat, because that's what y'all do. Then you come up with this bullshit where you can see it's fucking refracted. You can see it's below some sort of horizon, and it's refracted up. So, yeah, you're a doofus, Dave.
Where is it? Okay. So.
Well, that's one of the easiest
Probably, Eric. I wouldn't doubt if it is.
ways. It's just Y equals just simple algebra.
So we have a squared plus b squared equals c squared. It's a Pythagorean theorem. So if we put that on a globe, they tell us the radius of the Earth is this is the radius, and we went out x distance. This would be the drop right here. So they tell us the radius is 3963, another made up number.
No, Dave, that you don't start from here. It would be a Pythagorean. It would be a triangle going like this. So your right triangle would be here because you're talking about drop, right? You're talking about drop. So it wouldn't be here. It would be this line would be out to here, right? But you got a problem because it intersects the Earth.
Right. But that's the official story. So this is not the scale, of course. So we got our radius. If we went 100 miles out, we can square the numbers and figure out what the drop would be, right? So the hypotenuse would be.
No, I gotta look. I gotta understand it simply. Let's just. You just said it's something x squared, and you said it's a parabola.
3963
squared
times squared times 100 squared,
right?
Equals the hypotenuse of 15,715,000 feet.
But then you have to take the square root of that.
Correct.
To come to which point you're out in outer space then.
So we're up in the air, right? But if you subtract the radius from that, it comes out to 1.2615 miles, which is the drop. 1.2, which is 6,660 feet. At 100 miles, there would be over a mile of drop.
Oh my fucking God. Look at this clown. Oh shit. What the fuck is he doing?
If the Earth was curved.
Right?
Let me look. So you have, go back.
So funny. So fucking funny.
Okay, so hold on. You're saying the radius is 3,963 miles. You go 100 miles. And at that point, if the Earth was flat, right?
If the Earth was curved, we'd have the difference of the radius.
No, Dave, we already know the Earth was curved. You need to prove that the Earth is flat, Dave. You need to prove that the Earth is flat, not that you don't think it's curved. You're a flat earther. You're not a glober.
Yeah, but before you go to but that's a flat Earth model.
No, that's the globe model. I'm calculating the drop on a globe.
No. If you were at that point and you were flat and you came out, you want to try to find out if you were going from the. I'm saying that is if the Earth.
But the problem is, Dave, why is there any drop at all? Why isn't that one light just as bright as the others? The one that's further away. Why, Dave?
Earth is flat, right?
No, this is if the Earth was a globe. If I went out straight and on a straight line from the tangent of my feet, and I didn't follow the curve, after 100 miles, I would be 1.265615 miles high, which is 6,600 feet. Right? That's how much curve there is. At 10
you're
miles,
saying,
there's
so you're
66
saying
feet of curvature.
if you just flew a plane straight.
If I flew a plane straight
Oh my
and
God.
didn't follow the curve, right?
Oh,
It
this
didn't
is
follow
so
the curve.
Wait, yeah,
sad.
so let's just say you just draw. You should be at.
Wow.
So you should be.
This is so sad. How you gonna fly a plane straight out, Dave? How you gonna do that, sweetheart? Because you can't fly level because that makes you fly level. You know, never changing height from the center. So how you gonna fly straight out, Dave? Tell me. What instruments are you gonna use?
So 3964 is that 0.26 minus 3963. Yeah, you should be from that point. Again, you have to be careful where you're measuring that point.
I'm measuring from
Okay.
here straight down towards
Right.
towards the center of the Earth.
Well, no. I'm saying that distance is from the surface to the point that you're at, the 1.2615 miles.
See here?
Yeah.
Right.
See, it has made it. See, this is not 100 miles, Dave. That's not 100 miles. See, you need to make it to scale. And you know what you'll see if you make it to scale, Dave? You'll see this. Let me make it quick. Actually, do this. You'll see this, Dave. If you made it to scale, that's what you'd see. Okay? And then you'd see the lines going to the center of the Earth, and you'd have the other line going straight down. That's what you'd see, Dave. That's what you'd see. Okay? If you made it to scale. But you do it the way you do it to make it look silly as fuck.
Because I went out straight.
Because so you're saying that this is 3,000 miles, but this is only 100. This is only like half of this, but this is only 100. But this is 3,000. Fucking clown.
I didn't follow the curve. So now I'm up
That's
in the
what I'm
air.
saying.
If an
But what I'm
airplane
saying is
didn't
that-
curve, it would fly out into space.
Right. But what I'm saying is you have to be very careful on the measurements. When you write your research methodology out, you have to write this very precisely because in science, an experiment can be reproduced by anyone. You publish this, someone else should be able to go reproduce it.
Everyone can. It's been done 1,000 times. We have thousands of
No, man, anybody who can do the math and knows physics is going to just completely discredit this. But you won't believe it because you're smarter than everyone, right, Dave?
Well,
They're just demons.
well,
of measurements.
I don't care about any of that. I want to do this from scratch, okay? Because
Right.
I like going and proving stuff. Just go back.
Okay.
Go back. What I'm saying is, Dave, if you go back to the previous diagram.
I'm going. Go ahead.
Right. So let's say you want to use a lake or flat plain somewhere, okay? So if I start a plane straight and I just go straight, okay? And I just fly that plane straight, right? I don't even take off. That's what you're saying.
Yeah,
I stay
the Earth should
flat,
drop out from underneath you if it's curved.
Right. So if I just go straight, okay, and taking into account, if I just go straight, meaning straight into that 100 mile on a flat surface, and I go 100 miles straight, I should be, if the Earth is round, according to that, after 100 miles going straight, I should be 1.265 miles from the surface. That's what we're saying here.
That's what we're saying, yes. Now, do you know how planes stay level? They have a gyroscope on a 3-axis gimbal.
Oh, God. Nobody in this Earth has debunked Google Earth. Absolutely. Nobody.
That spins up.
But they use Google Earth as their flat Earth in their proofs. Hey, Petey. Good to see you.
and hold rigidity in space. So as the plane turns, goes up and down, the gyroscope always stays level. It always stays level. It holds rigidity in space.
True, Petey.
Based on their initial airport. If you flew halfway over the globe, the gyroscope would be vertical. It's not.
No, it wouldn't, Dave, because they have pendulous vanes that correct it as you fly.
Going to curve with you.
No, forget all of them. Let's just keep it really keep it simple, stupid.
I don't know how many times he's been told about pendulous vanes and he just lies. Just lies anyway. What a fucking grifter.
Principle, okay? You get a flat surface of 100 miles, according to this hypothesis you're proposing. And if I were to just fly something straight, if the Earth is round,
you'd end up in space. You'd be 80,000 feet in the air in 1 hour.
Well, I should be 1.2615, which is 5,280.
Oh, for just 100 miles, sure. Sorry.
Yeah. So let's just get that number right, which is 1.2615. 1.2615.
See, this triangle should only be like this wide. That's it, right there. That's how wide this triangle should be. Right there.
One 0.2615 times 5280, which is the number of feet in a mile. So you should be at, that's interesting, 666.
Yeah, that's another thing. Dude.
Okay, anyway, in this model.
Yeah, numbers are scary. Sixes are scary.
You should be at 6,660 feet above the ground, okay? That's what we're saying.
Can I just show you a little side note? 6 times 6 times 600 is the circumference of the Earth. It curves at 0.666 inches per mile, 66.6 thousand miles per hour around the sun. 6 times 6 times 60 is it's just, and there's hundreds.
Hey, Dave, you're such a biblical scholar. You must know that the mark of the beast is the mark of a man. It's not a circumference. It's not a it's not a curvature. It's not a fucking speed. It's not a diameter. It's the mark of a man.
It's more of these. Okay, it's kind of weird.
I don't care about all that.
Go ahead.
I care about actually doing an independent experiment. Go back.
Got it.
Sad.
Yeah.
So go back.
I'm going.
So,
and Satan doesn't look like that, Dave. If you're at all a Christian, you know Satan does not look like that. Satan's the most beautiful being you'll ever see in your fucking life. That's what Satan is. But you're not a Christian, so you draw him like that.
I'm going.
So, just to be clear, if you apply that, and I have to be able to fly that plane in a flat thing. This is very important. Okay.
Yes.
All right. That's it.
Yeah. See, Dave has never done this experiment ever. Right? He's never done it. So it's not science. A thought experiment, Dave, is not science. It's not even an experiment, really.
That's an interesting thing with gravity. Okay.
Can I show you an example of a pilot that did a?
Well, come on, Dr. Shiva. You just deny gravity, and then you don't have to deal with it, right?
No, I don't want to go there yet. I just want to I just want to intellectually understand this in my own. I don't want to see any other data. I'm looking at it. Clean sheet of paper.
Okay.
You and I.
I'm going to speed it up a little bit. I don't want closed captions. We're going to go 1 1/4. All right, make it 1 1/2 for now.
Are putting together an experiment. The hypothesis is if I file 100 miles, are you all set?
Let me know if that's too fast for you guys.
Okay. If you just file something very flat on a flat surface and you're proposing after 100 miles of flight, and we should figure out how fast you should fly, right? We should write all this down. Okay.
Yep, we've done it.
Yeah. But it should be a very simple experiment that anyone.
No, you haven't done it, Dave. You haven't done this experiment. You've written numbers down that you think work.
Can execute it, and it can be reproduced. Reproducibility, reproducible predictions, Dave, is a definition of evidence in science.
We've done it. We have pilots that all.
Done it, but I'm saying, wait, stop.
No, Dave, you don't have any pilots that have ever done this. You don't.
because, you know, I come from this institution on the street. If we were to lay out an experiment, I would say, let's go do this at this location, do this, this, and this, and this, like a formula.
Let's do
And any MIT nerd, any physicist should be able to do that experiment independent of you or I, and they should get the same result. So according to this, they should get a result of 6,660 feet.
Correct.
They should be above this flat area. Agreed?
Correct.
Okay, so let's just stop right there. Okay. Where is a place? We don't even need to go 6,660 feet. You can go much shorter than that. You know, where is a place that you propose that this experiment should be done?
What, flying an airplane straight and level? They do it every day. Every single flight flies straight and level. You look at all the flights.
Oh, thanks, Eric.
No, not they. I'm saying you and I, we get.
So we get a private
500
jet.
people.
Every single flight flies straight and level. Airplanes fly over the Earth plane. They do not nose. They're nose up.
No, they don't. They fly level. They don't fly straight, Dave.
2-3 degrees the whole
I
time.
mean, they fly straight ahead. They don't fly flat.
So as you're flying over this ball, how are you going around the ball with the nose always up?
Right, but David,
Because that's how aerodynamics work. That's how you get positive lift, Dave. It's the most efficient angle for the wings to be at for positive lift. That's why you do 3 degrees. Planes don't have to fly nose up at 3 degrees. They don't. But you just get more efficient lift if you do. Any higher than 3 degrees, you risk stalling at lower speeds.
I don't care about all that. I'm just talking about an experiment that can be reproducible,
Right.
that
And
any idiot can do.
He's just fucking dumb as shit, man. He's just dumb as fuck.
I got it.
can
This is
write
one
it
that
as
any idiot can do. Let me just finish this. Okay.
Yep.
So I rounded down because they always.
But you haven't done it. You haven't done it, Dave. So not every idiot can.
Oh, refraction. Things refract up.
Yeah, but where are you choosing the location? I want to write down this research.
This is just a frozen lake. We've done it over Lake
Where?
Balaton.
Where?
This one, I don't know exactly where this one is. I forget, but we have a whole bunch of ones we did. We did a laser, 26-mile laser test over Lake Balaton, and it showed no curvature. And the curvature of 26 miles is far more than this, right? But these are rounded down, giving the globe every benefit of the doubt. So what does this mean? So if the Earth is flat, it means the camera's here, and it can see all of these lights, and they all line up.
So why can't it see all of the lights just as well as as the other one? Why, Dave? You can see stars that are thousands of miles away pretty distinctly. Why can't you see all those? Why? If the Earth's flat, there's nothing blocking them.
If the Earth is a globe, at 6 inches, the horizon should be about a mile away. So then you have the tangent of the Earth, and all of these.
Grossly out of scale. But you draw it like this, and it looks completely fucking impossible.
Are refracting up the perfect
See, if you lie about it, it makes it seem impossible.
amount to appear to be at this tangent. That's what you have to believe if you believe the Earth is curved. That they're refracting up and they're tricking you.
See, look what I said. What did I say? They actually think that if the Earth was curved, that it would look like that. It would have a curvature of like that. They would look out at the ocean and they would see that. That's what they think. Look at this. You think this is 8 miles away from this on this scale of a sphere, Dave? You think that's the equivalent of 8 miles? Or this one is 8 miles? You think that's 8 miles, Dave? Do you?
They don't refract higher. They refract up to the
Dishonest motherfucker.
exact level of the tangent of this viewer. That's what you have to believe. That's crazy. The reason you can't figure it out is not because you're stupid. It's because it's stupid, right? The globe is the dumbest thing ever. Once you understand what you've been believing your whole life and never questioned.
Yeah, what I'm saying, Dave, is there needs to be an actual specific location,
Yeah.
an
Jesus
actual set of
Christ.
steps
Sure.
that everyone agrees to in a scientific methodology.
See, Dave, in actuality, that's what your thing should look like. This is what your thing should look like. Okay? Not what you showed at all. Right there. I love it. #1 globe killer showing extreme refraction that isn't like this all the time, as evidenced by this fucking crooked ass fucking dog dick fucking crane. But man, they think it's fucking they think it's a globe killer. They think it's fucking killer. Yeah, see, there's about 59 feet from here to the bottom of the thing, dude. To the water. From here to the water is about 50 feet. So why can't you see the bottom of that when you can see it here, right? Of the closer one. Why, Dave? And why, when it's a clear day, does this line here line up perfectly with this line? Why, Dave? See, this is evident that heavy refraction raises things up, Dave, because on a normal day when you don't have heavy refraction, this line is down to here. You fucking moron. See, the black swan was dead before it ever exited the shell.
You're saying, if you go back, you say, we are going to move an object 100 miles in this direction. And after it moves the object 100 miles in this direction, we are saying that its distance from the surface of the Earth needs to be 6,660 feet.
Which it won't be. But they never, no, but here's the problem. They won't be. And they claim that gravity is pulling you around the curved air of the Earth. Okay? That's not the case at all.
Gravity is pulling. What the fuck are you talking about?
Example would be this. Right, the faster you go, the faster things curve. So here's the new SR-72 Blackbird. Right, this thing goes 4,000 miles per hour. 4,000 miles per hour. Right, so if it flies out and it's 6,000 miles out to here. Right, 4,000 miles per hour. The drop would be 4,000 miles. Right, so that means
No, they don't fly like that, Dave. They follow the contour of the Earth, Dave, because that's level flight. This is level flight, Dave. This is not level flight.
It's dropping at 1 mile per second.
God. Oh my God, he's fucking stupid.
That's at the speed that it flies over the course of an hour. It has to drop at 1 mile per second, which is faster than free fall.
Yeah, he is. He's forming an experiment. He's getting all the elements together for an experiment. Dave's just giving him memes and idiocy.
What happened to anyone on this plane if it's curving faster than free fall?
That's not true. You have to do the inertial. You have to calculate the inertial system on that plane. That's not true because that's
1 hour. It drops 4,000 miles.
No, that's in its own relative. No, that's in its own relativistic frame. Okay,
right. Sure.
So you can't go there because you're gonna screw yourself. I'm just saying you need to make this experiment if you want to do this so simple that anyone can do it, any school kid can do it, and they all should get the same data. So that would be my recommendation.
Well, how is a school kid going to do this?
I don't have a skin in the game.
The school kid knows the Earth isn't flat, stupid. School kids have already done the experiments. You didn't. You dropped out, Dave. You gave up. Now, he may not have left school, and signed the official paperwork to drop out, but he quit. He and all other flat earthers quit.
Here's the thing. The thing is,
they gave up on their education.
So much evidence that the Earth is not curved. There's so much evidence that you can't have high pressure next to no pressure without a container, right? When pilots are coming into an airport, they say, okay, we're about 125 miles out. They figure out how much they have to drop per minute to get to the airport, right?
Yeah, Dave, I've heard all this. What I'm saying is, all of this stuff. No, what I'm saying is I've heard all of this stuff. My point is that still missing among this community is a proposed experiment that everyone agrees to. You write it up like a scientific paper. No, go back to the one you just said. That's
which one?
The one you just said. You fly for 100 miles. And then after that, you check the distance. It should be 6,660 feet.
But what happens when it's not?
Well, if the experiment works, that means you're wrong.
So no. If you fly 100 miles and you're not 6,600 feet, does that mean the Earth is flat?
If you're proposing that you make a hypothesis, let's follow the science. That's why I started this conversation.
Yeah.
Let's follow a rubric that we all agree to, whether you're on this side or that side. This is how science gets done.
Right.
Okay. So if you followed that, so you would write hypothesis. It's like third grade.
Sure.
2. This is the methodology I'm proposing. And the methodology, as Mr. Gerald Walker, my 9th grade teacher, said, has to be written very explicitly. Great teacher. Okay.
Sure.
Step 1, step 2, step 3. This is where we go. This is what you do. This is the machinery we use. This is the beaker we use. Everything. You have to write it down very explicitly so everyone can reproduce it. And you have to write it down very first. Okay, if we're going to fly a drone, it has to be this drone.
Can I run it by you? Can I run by your methodology here? Here's my hypothesis. We start a plane out here, and we're on the salt flats or wherever. We have 100 miles of.
No, but what I'm saying, Dave, is
my hypothesis is that I fly 100 miles, and if the Earth is a globe, I should be 6,600 feet in the air if I fly straight and level. Okay.
Yeah.
But when I'm not, that matches the flat Earth model. So now what do we do?
Okay, how do you falsify that, Dave? How do you falsify it?
Well, now you have
that's part of it. Falsifiability.
Experimental piece supporting your hypothesis.
Sure.
Now
every single flight every day does that.
I don't want to hear that. I want what I'm saying is, if you want me to help facilitate this, I will.
That'd be awesome.
I'm saying that why don't we get, and I'll sponsor it right here in Cambridge. I have a big office here.
Okay.
Big room. We can hold it.
It also has to be an experiment that doesn't that can't validate the other model. Right? You say it can't happen on a globe. Well, yeah, it can. It most certainly can, Dave, because you fly around a globe. So you have to come up with an experiment that is falsifiable.
The conference, okay?
You can't use God as part of your hypothesis.
Let's bring 20 people physicists from MIT, Harvard, right here. I'll call a bunch of people up. You bring 20 people.
Okay.
I'll help chair this meeting, and we'll use all the whiteboards I have right here in our big room.
Awesome.
Here.
Let's do it. Let's do it. That'd be awesome.
And we will propose this experiment, and
You said, let's do it. It'd be awesome.
everyone go around the room.
He said
and
it.
agree to the exact experimental dynamics, exact equipment, everything, how we'll measure everything. Okay? So we have to agree to that experiment. All right.
That's one experiment.
Let's just start there.
Okay.
Let's just start there. Let's just do one fucking experiment, right? Okay. That everyone agrees to. And then we go do that experiment. And you'll have, I'm proposing you do 20 iterations of that experiment. On each team, you have a flat earther and an MIT physicist. Okay.
Okay.
Or a non-flat earther. And so therefore everyone
Yes, true, Cygnus.
is checking each other. And everyone's supposed to follow that protocol that we all agreed to in my room here in Cambridge to the letter. And if someone
I mean, if for anybody who's been through a fucking science fair knows this shit, knows what doesn't make a good experiment.
doesn't, that data gets thrown out because that means someone's trying to violate the agreed upon manifesto of how to do this research.
Here's the
So
problem.
See, but some of us participated in the science fair and were active in science class, and some of us, or some of them, just fucking laughed at the nerds.
Here's the
Oh,
problem.
this is not, no, wait, there's no problem.
Okay.
So if everyone agrees, you agree, and, Jim Williams, who's the head of the physics department of MIT agrees. You guys both agree to our mechanics department, okay? You both agree, and I can bring these people in. Everyone agrees. And we have two teams, okay? 20 teams, and everyone goes to the exact same place with the exact same equipment and then gathers the data. And everyone brings the data together and we put it up on a whiteboard and we look at it and we publish it openly.
When I did my science fair project, it was the effect of drugs on frog hearts. Just chose that subject for something. I don't know why. But my school supplied me with lab grade pure narcotics and needles, syringes. They did that. They trusted me enough to give me fucking intravenous drugs for me to do whatever I want to with them. Nobody from the school was there watching me. That was a different time.
We'll get a journal to accept it, okay? So now you have data. First paper, and maybe that's...
I mean, they gave me like 2 or 3 vials. One was like a stimulant, probably fucking cocaine or some shit. And then there was like a depressant and good sized vials. I mean, not this big, but you've seen a vial that your doctor, pokes a needle into. That size. 3 of those. 3 or 4.
showing that agrees with your hypothesis. Everyone comes out to plus or minus 5%, 6,660 feet off the ground.
It's fucking crazy.
It's published. Done.
Hey, Dan.
Now, people will say, great. Other people say, oh, you missed this. Let's say you're right. The people on the other side will say,
It's a little over half over, but yeah, it's still going to be good because now they're getting into doing an experiment, and he's gotten Dave to settle down a little bit, and Dave already agreed that it'd be great. Let's do it. Let's do this.
oh, you missed this, and this. We'll say, great. Come back. Let's meet again in Cambridge. So if what you say is true, let's update. Now you do. So what's your hypothesis? They're going to say, well, that was wrong because of ... And we all meet again. We say, okay, that could be true. Then what experiment would you propose, or how would you advance this experiment to measure the anomaly you're saying? Great. Go out again. Do it again. Guess what? It still comes out to the same answers. Now you do that over and over and over again with this experiment, with one singular experiment, and you get data and same set of people to validate it. That's how science is done. I can say, this MV25 product where we mix 2 ingredients together lowers inflammation. Bullshit, right? Marketing. Well, I get these 2 ingredients. I find the exact dosages. I find exactly which molecular target it hits, and I
Hey, George.
prove it over and over again. I have the exact quantitative prediction, and then I test it in an environment, right? That's science. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you're a PhD out of MIT, if you're not. If the data proves the hypothesis, that is what you have to suck up to. So that's what I propose. Because that's what I said.
No, I got it. So just jumping forward, we do this. We do take these flights. They do not end up 6,600 feet because there's 10,000 flights every single day that don't do that. So now we have that data. We did it ourselves. Forget all the commercial flights, all the private flights.
20 people do it. 20 people do it. Two teams. One who are pro flat Earth, anti flat Earth.
And we're all going to agree that it's not going to end up 6,600 feet.
No. The next step we do, Dave, once we get that data, we go find a applied physics journal and we publish it.
Yeah. Good luck with that. No, I got it.
No.
Why good luck with that? As long as it's a valid scientific paper, you can get published, Dave. See, he thinks they'll censor out flat Earth just because they're flat Earth. No, you don't have to tell them you're a flat earther, man. Why are you telling the science community you're a flat earther? To prejudice them against you?
No, if the data is there, I'll help you get it published. Okay. I know how to write these papers.
Right.
And if there's many journals and you publish it, here's the data and we do a video on it. Okay.
Sure.
That would be taking it out to the community, and then people have to attack the paper, find out what the flaws were. They'd have to attack the MIT guys and you guys. Okay.
I got it. I know the argument though. They're gonna proclaim that the pendulous veins in the gyros are accounting for the curvature of the Earth.
Yes, exactly, Dave. See, I'll pose you the same question I asked Flatzoid, who's too afraid to answer. If a plane flies flat and level, doesn't veer across the flat Earth, why does that gyroscope precess? Because it only has the only way a gyroscope can precess if it has torque put onto it, like turning this way or turning this way or this way or this way or this way. That's the only way it can precess, Dave. If it's flying like this, that gyroscope should stay rock fucking steady.
But the problem is...
Dave, stop, time out.
Yep.
When we meet, remember, step 1, hypothesis, step 2, research methodology. When we meet here in Cambridge and we sit around our big little...
Yeah, I mean, Shiva's heard about flat Earth, but I don't think he's really delved into it as much. So I don't think he's as prepared as he should have been going into this
conference room we have here. Everyone's got to put that out there right then. They can't come later. You see, when we design,
and see, his second mistake is he's trying to be rational with an insane person.
An experiment, they would have to design. The experimental design is key here. What is the experiment? It's like the Michelson-Morley experiment, right? So you have to design the experiment correctly. One of my great heroes is Richard Feynman. I mean, Richard Feynman would have theory, he would experiments, and he would prove, and he would say, look, if science is real, if the data doesn't match, you're...
Dave, Richard Feynman would pee on your head in your sleep.
Hypothesis.
You throw it out. Except in cosmology, they can be off by 10 to the 120th power, and they just make it up.
No, but stop. I'm proposing.
No, we don't make shit up, Dave. They don't make shit up.
I will help facilitate. You got a guy with 4 degrees from MIT.
God damn.
Okay. Who's bridged both these worlds.
Sure.
I will call a scientific conference on this.
Okay.
And we take that experiment that you just said, because from your standpoint, hold on 1 second, Dave. Hold on a second. Hello? Is this Alvaro?
No.
Okay. Alvaro, I'll be right out. Give me 5 minutes. Okay.
Okay.
Oh, 10 minutes. Take your time. Okay, thanks. Bye. Interesting. We're talking about flat roofs. We have a flat roof, rubber roof, and we have to figure out how to do certain maintenance on it. But anyway, Dave, what I'm saying is I don't care all the shit that's out there. Okay. I like to take things completely fresh. When I did the election fraud work, a bunch of people said that I went and looked at the machines. I found the research. I did the analysis. I found a paper which said that the voting machines have a piece of a software in the machine which allows them to multiply votes by weighted race feature. Found it.
No, you didn't. No, you didn't.
Equivocal. Okay. So I
pretty sure that's been debunked.
Like doing, and then the reality is Trump and those guys used my material to talk about election fraud, but they didn't do anything. Okay. Same with the backdoor portal to Twitter.
Yeah, he is a scumbag, a fucking piece of shit. Whoever said it earlier nailed it.
Unequivocally in court proved that the government has a backdoor portal into Twitter. Okay. Elon Musk and Tucker Carlson all concealed that. So whenever the truth comes out, you have these people willing to conceal it. But I'm saying up front, let's get everyone here. I mean, I'm in the heart of science and technology. Right down there's Harvard.
And Buddha has a ghost penis and he keeps it in my cereal.
Let's do it.
So I'm saying and then if the experiment is right, then you can do another experiment and another one, and you build a body of work. Eventually, that's how.
Yes. Well, when doesn't he? DK Shadow, good to have you here.
How you win this game. When I did the same thing with the genetically engineered foods,
seriously,
I very quietly published one paper showing that what is a C1 metabolism pathway. Got it published. Okay, very quietly. Next one, I showed what happens when a plant undergoes stress. Published that over here. Then I said, what happens when you genetically modify a plant? Oh, it upregulates formaldehyde, downregulates glutathione. Okay. But I built it on all this stuff. By the time it came out, these people were fucked because I'd gotten these other things peer reviewed and published. You say?
Dr. Sear, I think that there's better, there's other experiments that are better out there that would just take a little more
whatever
time.
It is. So whatever it is.
The airplane one, is done.
You tell me when you want to do a conference here, a scientific.
My suggestion is you're brand new to this topic. I think you need to look at a little more of the evidence before we decide what experiment would be best.
No, but let's define evidence. Evidence.
What would that investigation consist of, Dave? Going on your channel and looking at your playlist, that thing? Is that your idea of investigation? Research?
Is reproducible predictions. You predict something, you're able to reproduce it. That is a definition of evidence in science.
And
yes, he's all in the same group, man. He's fucking MAGA, fucking MyPillow, fucking conspiracy, QAnon bullshit. The election was stolen.
There's lots of that. I've got some better experiments that will.
See, I'm still waiting. I'm still waiting on an election that uses the Ivanka Trump voting machines, because she got a trademark for voting machines when she was in China. I mean, I don't know why you would ever get that unless you were planning on using them, marketing them.
That are doable, easily done in one day, easy and definitive, right?
No, but Dave, the reason this controversy is going on is whenever you have controversies in science, you have to have both parties coming together and designing an experiment.
I mean, for all I know, when they did those illegal audits on the voting machines all over the country, right, where they went in and they fucking like basically opened them up and basically made them worthless. They could have replaced them with Ivanka machines, and that's why Trump won. You know, if we're going to talk conspiracy theories, you know. And there was a theory going around that said that Elon Musk, because of his Starlink, that's how they transferred the code or the results. They used Starlink instead of like land-based internet. And Elon had first look at all that, and has access to his systems. So some people say that he actually changed the numbers to make Trump win. That's one of the theories. So it all kind of goes together. Ivanka's voting machines. I mean, they declare fraud. They go in, they destroy some voting machines. They replace them with Ivanka's trademark voting machines. And the shit's sent through fucking Elon Musk is made a fucking part of the government, basically. And Elon changes the vote. I'm not saying it happened. I'm not saying you should believe in it, but it seems kind of coincidental.
Particularly in something like this.
I got one better than.
And I'm not the only one to think that.
Than the flight going straight. I got
What's
one.
that?
I have a better one that's done on an airplane. My suggestion to you is on my website, flatearthdave.com. There's a picture of me. It says crash course. There's a bunch of videos there that you'll never find.
There you go. What did I say? What do you think he's going to suggest to him?
On your own,
but I don't care about that.
But
I don't want to
teach you a little more.
No, but I don't need that.
What
I go to first
fucking
principles.
grifter.
Yeah.
What a fucking grifter.
Let's just go to first principles. You brought up the Pythagorean triangle. That is first principles. A squared plus b squared equals c squared. Okay? The circumference of an earth of a circle is 2 pi r. Pi r squared. This, I can take my pen and paper and I can derive. I don't give a fuck what you wrote. I don't give a fuck what they wrote. I like to derive stuff from first principles. Okay?
Sure.
So I can derive, you tell me to derive something, I'll derive it from first principles, and then I can go do an experiment. I can do that's real science. Okay?
Well,
anything short of that is we live in a world of influencers and bullshit. And
I agree.
So
is a first principle that a 3-axis gimbal holds rigidity in space? Is that a first principle?
What I'm saying to you is this, Dave. Let us call both set of people together and let's make a hypothesis. You're saying the earth is flat, and if you fly this much, it's going to do this. And then have that discourse and design the experiment. Period. And then get everyone to write their names on it. Write their names. I pledge I will execute this experiment. Their, scientific ethics to the letter. And I can facilitate that. Okay. And then you create teams. People are going to have to do it. They'll be filmed doing the experiments. And all that data we publish. You have independent process, independent things. Everyone looks, and then we publish the results. Then you tell people, you just sit back and watch the fun. If you're right, say, look, there's a result. This guy did it. This guy did it. You explain this. Okay. But I'm saying the experiment you're proposing, you're already saying, well, they're going to say this and this. Great. So then in that meeting here, let's say we do it on August 1st. 2025. You say, I know if I do this, and you're going to say this, and they're going to say, oh, you're going to say, okay, so what is the experiment methodology we design now that eliminates that argument in the future? You say? So you have to design that experiment up front.
I have it. I have it designed. We can discuss it when we have more time.
Right. I'm saying, the call to action
at the thing. Do it at the conference.
Here.
At the meeting.
Put forward, if you want, we can use this as a video as a basis. Let's choose a date. When do you think you can get your people?
August 1st sounds good.
Is that too early or too late? We're in January, February, March, April, May, June. Could be June.
Could be June, beginning of June.
Yeah. So why don't we choose a date in June? And we'll it gives us a date, June, let's see. Should we do it on a weekend? Should we say June 14th, Friday the 13th?
Maybe.
We could do, huh?
Yeah, I mean, we can pick a date. We have to take a look at our calendars.
Yeah, so June 14th is a Saturday and a Sunday.
Sure.
So we could call a meeting here in Cambridge, scientific conference, experimental design conference, or design the experiment. And we leave out of that meeting with an actual agreed on experiment. We write it up, we propose it, and then we give it to other experts on both sides to attack that experimental design. Everyone critiques it. We do it openly in public. And then we meet again on July 12th, take all that
Oh no, people are going to see what he does.
feedback and update the experiment.
People are going to have to try and repeat what he said, what he proposes.
And then do another meeting on August 16th. So everyone's had a chance. We do an alpha beta version, and then everyone says, yep, we all agree. You agree, they agree, everyone agrees. So in August, we have an experiment. And then we have teams start doing that experiment under the right conditions.
Sure.
We, in fact, propose that experiment. We publish it, open source it, and publish it and tell everyone to do it all over the world.
See, I mean, this is exactly what Flat Earth says we should be doing, right? Doing experiments, right? Getting people involved.
Or I think we should do it in a particular place. Like we have the Quabbin Reservoir here. You can do it somewhere that you think. We have the Charles River here, right? Wherever, everyone agrees we're going to do it at this location. We do it just like this, I think it'd be interesting.
Sure would be. I mean,
there's
there's some more particular experiments that when we have more.
But see, Dave, your experiment's already been done by Jesse Kozlowski across a lake using two theodolites or two auto levels. And guess what we found, Dave? Both were looking over each other, which wouldn't happen on a flat Earth, right? Wouldn't happen on a flat Earth. They would be looking straight into each other, right? But we saw this. The only reason that's possible is if there's a curve and this one's perpendicular here and this one's perpendicular here.
More time we could discuss, but
no, but I'm saying whatever you think. That is,
sure.
So people come, everyone proposes experiments, but what the outcome of June would be an actual experiment. Initially, everyone agrees on. We circulate that experimental design. Everyone critiques it, attack. They say, oh, you missed this, you missed that. It'd be a working document.
I get it. I like it.
And then
Sounds great.
Yeah, and I have a center we could do it out of. So if it's you, Dave, you go pick 10 people on your side. I'll go find 10 people over at MIT and Harvard.
Perfect.
What do you think?
It sounds like a plan. I mean, it sounds.
Oh yeah, there's no fucking chance. Absolutely, he's heard about it. He just refuses to acknowledge them.
Like a good method to get it done accurately.
Yeah, and then we hold people accountable to follow that experiment and to participate. Like you have an ethics statement, a scientific ethics
accountability
that they have to agree to.
I like it.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it in June. And we have your phone number, right, Dave?
Yeah, you do. You should. I'll email it to.
Yeah, I tried to call that one number and it said this number's not the 203 number.
Oh, it shouldn't have. It should have gone right through.
Okay. Email my assistant, but I'm open to do that, man, because I just haven't had time to do this, but let's just follow scientific principles.
All right. Sounds awesome. Thanks for the discussion.
Yeah, I didn't want to, the reason I didn't want to go into this is because I know there's tons of videos you guys have done. I think by this, we're like creating, I think with me, you have a chance to have a clean playing field, knowing it's going to be fair, and coming up with an experiment. It may take us a little while, maybe a bunch of iterations, but we'll follow the scientific method so the swarm can't just blatantly discount what you guys are doing. And at the same time, it gives the swarm or the opposition an opportunity to lay out all their cards on the table up front. Versus if it's
the swarm.
If it's right, then they say, oh, this, oh, that, right? Let them put everything up on the table.
They're not going to go down calm without kicking and screaming. So
yeah, but we do it all up front.
All right, we'll give it a try. I like it.
I'd be interested to see how he feels about him now.
I like it. It sounds good. When do we want to talk next?
So send me your thing and I'll call you this week.
Okay.
And then I need to get people here on if you want to do June.
I mean, why does Arwen sound like Peter Lorre?
All right, that sounds good. Let me talk to a few people, see who I can get to come and we'll make
get the
something
top
happen.
10 people. I mean, there must be at least 10 people like yourself, right? In the world.
I'm sure that there are. There's a lot of controversy in the flat Earth arena because everyone's trying to figure out what this place is, and there's lots of options. One thing that we all agree on is it's not a ball because that's provable. The question is,
All right, so let's just go to very first.
Yeah.
I call it first principles.
I like it. First principle.
Very simple. I mean, if you want to make a dent, you take one thing, get super hyper focused on it,
Yep.
and go after that, and then you go to the next thing, and the next thing, okay, the next thing, okay, etc. Otherwise, it's very hard to win in this game of whatever.
Do you understand gyros? Do you understand gyros? How gyros work, right? So,
yeah.
So gyros for an airplane fly like this. How about this? You put a gyro upright, and you spin it up, so it's holding that axis, and you point the plane east or west. Okay, and now the plane goes, and the magnetic.
Right, and as it flies, if the Earth is flat, it will not precess. If the Earth is a sphere, it will. See, that would be a more accurate test, Dave.
Compasses are going east. Okay, and the pilot just keeps that gyro straight because you got a gyro compass and a magnetic compass, right? And so he's just going to look at the gyro and keep that in that alignment. So the plane's going to go, and east is going to peel off to the left, magnetic east, because it goes around the North Pole. So that's going to prove that the gyro holds rigidity in space, right? Doesn't prove the Earth is flat or a globe because in the northern hemisphere, when you dead reckon east or west with a compass with a gyro, west will curve off to the right and east will curve off to the left on both models. When you cross the equator.
What? No, it won't. No, it won't, Dave. No, if you're flying east or west, you're going to fly east or west.
When you're south of the equator and you're going west, dead reckoning, magnetic west is going to curve off to the left instead of to the right. It's going to curve off to the left, but it will curve off to the right because the Earth is flat.
Yeah, I have to think through that.
Yeah.
Can you show me where is Spain on your map and where on your proposed map and where is India?
Yeah, let me pull up a better map.
And what was the view of the world when Columbus sailed the ocean blue?
Well, that's a good question.
It's a fucking sphere, man. Didn't you see Bugs Bunny throw the baseball?
No, if you believe the story of Columbus. So where's the map? Here you go. So
if you believe the story of Columbus, get the fuck out of here, man.
We looking for?
Yeah, I just want to see where is Spain.
Spain would be over here somewhere.
Over here. You're right.
And where is India in that map?
India is over here.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So if he had a flat Earth map, and
here's Japan. Here's Hawaii.
So he would never have gone in that. Yeah, he would never have gone in that direction.
You know, who are we talking about?
I'm just talking about hypothetically. Columbus thought the Earth was flat. In that model that you showed me, it doesn't make sense why he would have gone east. You see?
Yeah, I don't know if I believe in the whole Columbus story
West.
because
Yeah.
all right. Wait, let me just show you one.
Because boats are fake.
One quick thing, and then I'll let you go. So this is the flight from, if the Earth is a globe, this is the flight from New Zealand, right? Australia's over here to Argentina, and FlightAware says this is the shortest route, but that's not how it goes, right? The flight actually goes all.
Yes, it is how it goes. Yes, but the problem is, it never flies over China. That's the problem.
All the way up across the equator to San Francisco, all the way across to Houston, Texas, and it goes all the way down. That's
not a direct flight, Dave. There are many direct flights. You know, they go there to pick up passengers and drop off passengers. But no, there are nonstop flights from Australia to San Diego. There are, Dave.
That's the flight route. When you look at it on a flat Earth map, you got New Zealand.
Right. Yes. See, but when do they fly over fucking China? See, this is China, man. When do they fly over China? Or no, that's not China. That's the United States. So you don't fly over the United States when you make a direct flight. See, there's also direct flights from South Africa to Perth or Sydney. And they never go over land. It's always over water, taking this route here. See, Dave, you're a dipshit. So we're not going to watch any more of this.
Okay, we're live. Welcome, everyone. This
I wanted to start the first. Just wanted to play the first few minutes of this.
is the
and then we'll wrap it up.
Round versus Flat Earth Summit, and we're going to be applying the scientific method. Let's go to video, Suresh. So we have a set of panelists here, and I'll give you the background, and then we're going to jump right into this. There's a very, very important question.
Let's see, look for Dave's name. No, get David Andrews, Dave Ellis. I don't think those are him.
It's not about flat or a globe Earth, and I'll explain how I got involved in this. Let me just bring up the agenda here. We put together an agenda for this morning and bring it up.
Now, keep in mind, all this started when he talked to Dave, right? Dave was the first one he talked to about this.
Okay.
And I don't know who this guy or this guy is. I'm unfamiliar with these
Okay,
two.
so let me just go through the agenda here for today.
And I don't really know who this guy is either.
We have a lot to cover, but the official name of this we did was Round versus Flat Earth Summit, Applying the Scientific Method. We have 3 people on the Round Earth team, and we're supposed to have 3 people on the Flat Earth team. And what I want to do is I want to walk through the following agenda. We're going to do welcome, and we're going to give the history and the mission of the summit. We're going to introduce the panelists, and then we're going to give the format of the summit. And then we're going to, for the audience out there, we're going to review the scientific method. In fact, I'll give a simple example of applying the scientific method. Points 1 through 6 should occur in no more than 15 to 20 minutes.
Now, right there, the amount of time that it took this video that we're on right now to play up to this point, Vlad was on his 3rd fucking hour of talking about it. That's as far as he got. That's as far as he fucking got. He got like, no, he got this far. He got about 9 or 10 minutes into it. Or he skipped over a lot too. He didn't play all this, right? He got up to here. So yeah, Vlad's an idiot.
And then we're going to jump into the meat of this, where we're going to review proposals for exploring the question of round versus flat Earth using the scientific method. And then we're going to review each of those proposals on one specific.
So I wanted to fast forward it.
Consult as many experts. So we're going to do a follow-up next week. So first of all, I want to welcome everyone. What you notice the way we've done this summit is we have the audience here, the 6, well, one of them is missing. It's very unfortunate because we spent a lot of time organizing this, multiple emails my assistant set out, and it seems like some people are just sloppy. And it perturbs me because we spend so much effort organizing this. But nonetheless, we're going to move forward, even with the absence of one individual. Hopefully he'll show up. But I want to welcome everyone because this question of flat Earth.
He didn't go through it, but I think somewhere he talked about Dave's emails, how Dave refused and all this after saying, yeah, let's do it. I'm all for it. Let's go. Let's do it. Fucking clown. Anyway, I mean, they're both basically repulsive human beings, but he did get the upper hand on this dipshit. So anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Appreciate you coming. Click like, subscribe, drop $1 in the kitty. Don't the moon look pretty? And